Welcome back. Now it's about time for us to have a motivation conversation this Monday right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And it's all about unlocking your leadership potential. That's the conversation. We are joined by Bright UK, a dynamic professional wearing multiple hats as a speaker, author, a digital entrepreneur, psychologist, coach, and so much more. Now, we're going to be driving this conversation throughout the month of November, but let's start by asking that pertinent question. In 2024, who is a leader?
Yeah. Okay, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
In 2024, when you ask who is a leader, well, maybe the definition of a leader has not changed. It's just the context. And primarily, a leader in this context will be one who has some level of awareness, right? Okay. First and foremost of themselves, man, know thyself. And then of the environment that we are in. It takes awareness to lead. Someone said that the first job of a leader is to define reality, right? So you have to be clear about who you are, and you have to be clear about the situation we are in, and then have some insight as to what direction, we should be headed. Okay. So, yeah.
So when people want to join an organization,
yes,
they often look to who is running that organization before they make that decision.
Oh, yes, that's critical.
It's never really, it has often been about how much you can make as a salary or your kickbacks, but then you look to who the leader is,
yes,
and what that leader represents. But my question now is, what exactly makes a good leader? Because there are different types of leaders.
Oh, yes. So in the first place, the way I like to see it is that where we end up in life is dependent on the leaders that we follow.
Okay.
All right? So the capacity you develop in the long run is very much dependent on the leaders that you follow. Your parents, your teachers, these are people on whose shoulders you have stood, and that for a long time. All right? The quality of your parents will reflect in the quality of your life.
Okay.
The quality of the bosses you work with will reflect as well in the quality of your career experience and the capacity you build along the way. So what really makes a great leader? First and foremost, in this particular sense, a leader has to be visionary enough to see potential in you, all right, and help you cultivate that potential. And they also have to be secure enough to give you the right opportunities and allow you to make your mistakes, all right, while trying to evolve or become the capacity into the role that
okay,
right. So that's very much important. The ability to see potential in you, to perceive your strengths, to pursue in a round goal. That's mean giving you, tasks and roles
that fit you.
Yes. Custom fit for you.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, give you that freedom to really to shine.
Freedom to shine.
Oh, yes. Freedom.
I don't know if that's really been the norm for many people in many organizations, because there is we don't want to start going into things like office politics.
Oh, I get that.
And, you hear about the story of the guy who had a brand new car but still takes his rickety car to the office because his car looks better than his boss. So there are those little... should I say idiosyncrasies there in the situation. But then again, they say to be a good leader, you must have been a good follower. So that's why I'm not sure if the guy hiding his car at home makes him a good follower or not.
Okay, so before that, I think most times when we want to form relationships and associations, whether you're associating with an organization, with a boss, or a friend and all of that, we think about people in terms of their power, which means their capacity to meet our needs.
Okay.
But the other side of it is we often have to think in terms of the people's level of security.
Okay.
Which is, really what we are going to be dealing with is the software that runs that power system. As you're going to realize that at the end of the day, if a person is not secure, they cannot really use their power responsibly. All right. So, in wanting to follow leaders, we need to check their level of security because it will really affect the quality of their leadership. Sure. I agree with you when you say that leaders have to be good followers.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, the quality of your leadership is very much dependent on the quality of leaders you are following. All right? So, yes, every good leader is a good follower, and every good follower is a good leader in the making.
Okay, you know what? I would love to hear our audience definition of a good leader, and I have a feeling we're going to have quite some interesting responses to that question. But Bright UK will be coming back every week to, help us digress, or rather digest this issue of leadership throughout the show. Now, the conversation is supposed to be a motivating one.
Yes.
So I'm wondering about people who have been followers for most of their lives and want to make that transition into leadership, right?
Okay, so wanting to make a transition is not so, I don't think it's so much of a transition as it is a matter of awareness and decisiveness.
Decisiveness,
right?
okay.
So people need to understand that followership is not the opposite of leadership.
All
what
right.
they need to do, no matter what, is to keep on track and take responsibility wherever they are. They will evolve into better leaders.
This conversation will continue online. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know your thoughts on leadership. Thank you so much, Bright UK. Let's take a quick break at this point. We will be back after this.